Sunflower is a good sun producer. She's no primal sunflower or sunshroom, but she fits the usual job description of a sun producer. Sit around and make sun. A lot of people undermine her for being the pretty much basic default sun producer, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's worse. She's just very modest, and that's perfectly fine. As she is a passive sun producer that's job is to idly make sun at random intervals, it's prudent to have at least a single row of them planted, 2 rows if you're feeling adventurous, and 3 rows if you're just that unhinged. That being said, if you're really wanting that much sun for the long term, some other more expensive sun producers might do better in Sunflower's place. This is only really a concern in Endless Zone, however, where levels start to last a long time much later on in that mode. In any normal level though, it really depends on how greedy you are, which I'm not judging. Another point I want to mention that is relevant to all cheap, quick planting towers, yes, plants are towers, is that sunflowers are often used to stall random zombies for a few seconds by letting the zombie eat or destroy them. This is something that is often overlooked, as it always feels sloppy to just slap a random plant down only for them to be destroyed in a matter of seconds, but for Sunflower it just works. It makes sense too, as Sunflower is cheap enough for it to be cost efficient. Sure, it's certainly not what the plant is meant for, but it's better for this than many other non-stalling plants. You could even go as far as to place your sunflowers in the front column because of how easy it is to spam them one after another. Why let an expensive damage-dealing plant, for example, get destroyed by planting it in the front columns, when something cheaper like sunflower could take the hit instead? I must add though, they are very cute. It's never easy to watch them get eaten, which makes me almost regret my previous point. They, and many other sun producers for that matter, bring such lightness to otherwise drab, dingy maps. Call me sappy, but I always like to preserve the pretty-looking plants. Yes, pun intended. When it comes down to it, sunflowers are just, well, sun producers. She is one of many sun producers, but she is useful in her own right. And one day you might find that, hey, sunflower is actually pretty good, and you'd be right. Just because she's the original basic sun producer doesn't mean she's out of style. She's just very consistent, and sometimes that's all you need.